In Stockholm, something big is unfolding, quietly, strategically, but with a message the world can't ignore. Swedish defense giant Saab has just declared that it's ready to ramp up production of its most advanced fighter jet, the Gripen E, even if a historic deal with Ukraine for up to 150 aircraft becomes reality. This isn't just another business announcement, it's a shift in Europe's defense landscape. Sweden, known for its neutrality for decades, is now standing at the edge of a new era. A nation that once preferred diplomacy, now preparing to arm one of the most embattled countries in modern history. Saab's CEO confirmed on Friday that the company can meet the demand, signaling confidence not only in the production capacity, but in Sweden's growing military resolve. Just this week, Sweden and Ukraine signed a long-term air defense cooperation agreement, a deal that could reshape air power across Eastern Europe. It opens the door for the export of 100 to 150 brand-new Gripen E jets, potentially the largest aircraft export order in Sweden's history. And if this deal goes through, it won't just mean new jets for Ukraine. It would mark a turning point, where Sweden steps out from its quiet Nordic calm and declares, "We're part of this fight for Europe's security." Saab's readiness here isn't accidental. Over the past 2 years, Saab has quietly expanded its manufacturing base, investing heavily in automation, modular assembly lines, and supply chain diversification. That means even in a global shortage of defense materials, Saab is signaling, "We're prepared." Inside Saab's headquarters in Sweden, the atmosphere feels charged, like a factory on the edge of history. CEO Mikael Johansson, with calm confidence, just told Reuters something that caught every defense analyst's attention. It's absolutely no impossibility to dramatically increase the pace if we need to. That one line says everything. Johansson revealed that Saab has already begun ramping up Gripen production, and the company could soon roll out 20 to 30 fighter jets per year. But here's the real twist. If the Ukraine deal becomes official, Saab would have to double that pace. That's not a small feat. We're talking about one of Europe's most complex aircraft, a jet packed with cutting-edge radar systems, electronic warfare tech, and advanced avionics. To double production means reorganizing entire assembly lines, synchronizing hundreds of suppliers, and possibly adding thousands of skilled engineers. And yet, Johansson isn't blinking. He's confident, calm, almost daring the challenge to come. Saab's current Gripen E assembly setup, though compact, is modular, meaning every additional shift or expansion can quickly translate into higher production. Industry insiders say that with enough funding and government support, Saab could realistically hit 50 to 60 jets per year within 2 to 3 years, an unprecedented rate for the Nordic defense sector. As dawn broke over Stockholm on Friday, Saab's stock price soared, up 6.5% in early trading. That might sound like a normal market move, but it isn't, because that surge pushed Saab's year-to-date gains to a staggering 124%. That's not just investor confidence. That's a reflection of a world preparing for conflict, where defense spending is becoming the new global currency. The war in Ukraine has reshaped everything: economies, alliances, and priorities. And as NATO nations race to strengthen their air forces, companies like Saab are suddenly at the center of this new arms revolution. CEO Mikael Johansson knows it. He's not just building jets, he's building a strategy. In his latest statement, Johansson revealed Saab is considering new production sites beyond Sweden and Brazil. That's a big deal. It means Gripen production could soon go global. He mentioned exploring industrial partnerships in Ukraine itself, yes, inside a country at war, and possibly even in Europe or Canada to expand output. Financial analysts estimate that every 10% boost in European defense budgets adds roughly $50 to $70 million in potential contracts for Saab. Combine that with the Gripen's affordability and interoperability across NATO systems, and Saab could emerge as Europe's fastest-growing aerospace manufacturer by 2026. When Saab talks numbers, the world listens. But this time, the company is keeping one figure under wraps: the total value of a potential Ukraine deal. Still, recent sales give us a clue about the scale we're talking about. Just last quarter, Saab sold 4 Gripen fighter jets to Thailand in a deal worth 5.3 billion Swedish crowns. That's roughly $500 million US. Now imagine multiplying that by 100 or even 150 aircraft for Ukraine. We're looking at a multi-billion-dollar transaction that could become the largest in Sweden's defense history. But here's what makes the Gripen so interesting. It's not just another fighter jet. It's the thinking man's warplane, the jet that does more with less. The Gripen is a fourth-generation, single-engine, supersonic multi-role fighter that first entered service in 1996 and has been upgraded repeatedly ever since. It's agile, cost-efficient, and built for reliability. Analysts often call it the budget alternative to America's F-35, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Because while the F-35 dazzles with stealth and sensors, it also costs nearly 3 times more per unit and demands complex maintenance infrastructure. The Gripen, on the other hand, can take off from a 500-meter highway strip, refuel in minutes, and get back in the air with just a handful of ground crew. It's not trying to be glamorous, it's designed to be available. The business side, Saab's forecast. Even as orders fluctuated in Q3, Saab's leadership did something bold. They raised their full-year sales growth forecast from 16 to 20% up to 20 to 24%. That's a confident signal. Despite global uncertainty, Saab expects to end the year stronger, powered by demand not only for jets, but also for its missiles, radar systems, and submarines. Analysts say every Gripen deal carries a ripple effect. For every aircraft sold, Saab's ecosystem of defense electronics, training, and maintenance generates 30 to 40% additional revenue over the jet's lifetime. That's how Saab stays profitable even without massive US-style defense budgets. Behind every fighter jet, there's a factory. And behind every factory, a story of numbers, nerve, and national ambition. And right now, Saab's story reads like that of a company flying at full throttle. In his latest briefing, CEO Michael Johansson sounded composed, even proud. We have a nice order backlog. Deliveries are going well, and our profitability continues to develop in the right direction. It wasn't just corporate talk. It was a declaration that Saab is thriving in one of the most volatile defense environments of our time. The numbers tell the story. After closing its third quarter, Saab revealed a flood of new business. Orders worth 16 billion Swedish crowns came in after the quarter closed. During the quarter itself, bookings reached 20.9 billion crowns. And the company's total order backlog? A massive 202.4 billion crowns. That backlog isn't just paperwork, it's proof of trust. Dozens of nations and defense ministries lining up, betting on Saab's reliability and delivery record. The profit pulse. Operating profit for the quarter jumped 16% year-on-year, reaching 1.37 billion crowns, 145.5 million, almost exactly in line with market forecasts. Even more impressive, Saab achieved this on organic sales growth of 18%, meaning the growth came not from acquisitions or short-term boosts, but from real demand. According to financial analysts, Saab's current order backlog equals roughly 4 years of production capacity at its current pace, a position very few Western defense firms enjoy. This gives Saab long-term financial visibility, allowing it to invest in R&D, expand facilities, and attract global partners, all without over-reliance on any single contract, even Ukraine. This is where you see Saab's true genius, not just in the engineering of aircraft, but in the engineering of stability. While many companies ride the wave of wartime profits, Saab seems to be building a future-proof defense ecosystem, one that could sustain itself even after peace returns. Because in today's world, defense isn't just about jets. It's about strategy, structure, and staying power. And Saab, quietly but confidently, is mastering all three. If you love deep aviation analysis and global defense updates, hit subscribe and fly with SkyJet Wings.